Hi, everybody. Well, my story starts, I was born January 1st, 1955. I was born in France, in Forbach. I was born in Forbach in France, and then we moved to the United States in 1961 and lived there. And then we all moved to the state of Maine. And growing up, we only went to church like twice a year, Christmas and Easter. And every time we went to church, I couldn't understand anything they were talking about because it was like in Greek. And then my parents got divorced, and I moved to New Jersey and lived with my mom there till I was almost 13. And then we had a falling out, and I moved back with my father back to Maine. And then I lived there in Maine till 1980, and I moved out here and been here ever since. I love Spokane. And then my parents came out here later. My father and mother never talked to us about God, except for my father one time said that, I know that there is a higher power, but I don't know who or where it's at. And we were always told that to be successful in life, you have to have a good education, and you got to make good money, or else you're nobody. And we were left to our own to try to find that in our life, you know. And so like life before Christ was filled with dreams on ways to make myself somebody according to other people's view of what somebody was. And every step that got me closer to that dream made me happy for just a very short time. But it left me empty, no satisfaction, no true purpose in life. It's like eating food that has no food value to it. You know, just empty calories. Then my mom got saved here, and she went to the downtown Baptist church. And then she always kept telling me, only live for God. And she kept telling me that. But she didn't really tell me a lot about God. But then I thought, okay, I'm going to look up and see what God is, and then I'd also looked up what evolution was, and after researching evolution, I knew that there was a God. You know, I mean, evolution is like, if evolution is true, then I might as well buy a Volkswagen, park it in a garage, and in a million years come back and it's a Rolls Royce. You know, the odds are that good, right? Well, we know that ain't going to happen. Then around the year 2000, I started watching Christian stations, and that got me on the road to God. And then I started going to a church on the north side by my house, and I thought I finally found the church, you know, that I can go to, but they didn't teach doom and gloom, and I needed to hear the whole Bible. And I found that in this church here. And somebody that really helped me into getting back on the road after I left that church, I was kind of weary about what church I should go to. And I met Eugene Lemeshkin, and he answered so many questions for me and put me back on the road to Christ. And before all of that, you know, I was just moving around like in a little rowboat, and tide was taking me wherever, you know. And now I have a purpose in life. I know what my purpose in life, you know, it's to be with God, you know. And so now my life is, I guess I could sum it up in the first commandment. And Jesus said, you shall love your Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second commandment is, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. It was something that I really want to live by. And also when you add Ephesians 4:32, it says, be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. I mean, if we can't forgive ourselves and other people, then we're not with God, are we? I mean, that's so important to me, is forgiveness. And but now my sail is full. My compass is pointed to God. I know where I'm going. Can't ever go back to what I used to be or was and don't want to. And finally, life is great. I'm finally somebody that I should have been all along. And the most happy part for me is knowing that I am a son of God. Wow. I mean, that's something, isn't it? And that's my story. Thank you.